Hello students, in this video we will start with unit number 4 of paper measure and integration theory. So first article of this unit is ring and sigma ring. So the definition of ring. So here X be any set and R is a non-empty collection of subsets of X. Then this collection of subsets of X, which is R, is called a ring if it satisfies two property, that is from let A and B be any sets from R which are subsets of X, then A union B also belongs to R, and second one is for AB belongs to R implies that A minus B belongs to R. If these two conditions are satisfied by this collection of subsets of X, which is R, then R is called a ring. Then this same set R is said to be sigma ring if it is closed under the formation of countable union. That is, R is a sigma ring if first two conditions from ring are satisfied by it, and also if AI is a sequence of sets in R, then union from I is equals to 1 to infinity AI also belongs to R. If these three conditions are satisfied, then we say that R is a sigma ring. Now next is the theorem. So here it is given that R is a ring. Then we have to prove that the empty set belongs to R. A intersection B belongs to R for AB belongs to R. Third, union of I from 1 to n AI and intersection of I from 1 to n AI both belongs to R for this AI belongs to R, and A delta B belongs to R for AB belongs to R. So let's start with the proof. Now since it is given that R is a ring, so we'll start with first. In first we have to prove that the empty set belongs to R. Now it is given that R is a ring. So therefore, for A belongs to R, this implies that A minus A, which will be phi, also belongs to R. So therefore, phi belongs to R. Now next, in second we have to prove that A intersection B belongs to R for AB belongs to R. Now let A and B belongs to the ring R, then by definition A minus B belongs to R. So therefore this A intersection B can be written as A minus B. Now we know that A and A minus B both belongs to R. Therefore this implies that this A intersection B also belongs to R for AB belongs to R. Now third, here we have to prove that union of I from 1 to n AI belongs to R, and also intersection from I 1 to n AI belongs to R for all AI belongs to R. Now we prove this by induction method. So let A1 and A2 belongs to R. So since R is a ring, Since R is a ring, this implies that A1 union A2 belongs to R. Now let us assume that union of I from 1 to M AI belongs to R. Now we prove for union of I from 1 to M plus 1 AI belongs to R. So now as union from I from 1 to M AI and A M plus 1 both belongs to R and R is a ring. This implies that union I from 1 to M AI union of A M plus 1 belongs to R. So this again implies that union I from 1 to M plus 1 AI belongs to R. And therefore we can say that union of I from 1 to N AI belongs to R. And similarly we can prove that intersection I from 1 to N AI belongs to R for all AI belongs to R. And hence here the third condition has been proved. Now the fourth condition, we have to prove that A delta B belongs to R. This is to prove. For AB belongs to R. Now since AB belongs to R and R is a ring, we have A minus B and also B minus A both belongs to R for AB belongs to R. So we know that this operation A delta B, it is written as A minus B union of B minus A, and therefore as since this A minus B and this B minus A both belongs to R and R is a ring, therefore we this implies that this A delta B also belongs to R for AB belongs to R. And hence here all the four conditions of this theorem have been proved. Now there is note. It says that for any set X, the power set P of X and the class of empty set, that is phi, are trivial example of ring. Second note says that every sigma ring is a ring but not conversely, that is any ring may or may not be a sigma ring. Third says that if R is a ring of subsets of X, then R is an algebra. We have discussed the definition of algebra in unit number 1. It says that if algebra, that is A dot, is a collection of subsets of X and if this satisfies two conditions, that is for AB belongs to this A dot, then A union B also belongs to this, and the second condition that if A belongs to A dot, this implies that complement of A also belongs to A dot. If these two conditions are satisfied, then we say that this collection of subsets of X is an algebra. And if R is a ring, then R is a algebra. That is R. If R is a ring, then it also satisfies this two conditions. Now, next is a question. It says that we have to show that algebra is a sigma. Algebra is a ring, and every sigma algebra is a sigma ring. But the converse of this statement is not true. So as we have seen the definition of algebra, similarly we will again discuss here the definition of sigma algebra. Then the definition of sigma algebra is if A dot is a algebra, that is it satisfied two conditions, that A union B belongs to the algebra for AB belongs to the algebra, and the second condition that complement of A belongs to the algebra for this A belongs to the algebra, and this algebra is sigma algebra. This algebra becomes sigma algebra if there is a sequence AI of sets belongs to the algebra, and this and if union from n from 1 to infinity an belongs to the algebra for n belongs to the natural number. If this third condition is satisfied by the algebra, then it is known as sigma algebra. Now let's see the proof for this question. Here we consider let A dot be any algebra of sets then by definition of algebra we have here two conditions, that is A union B belongs to the algebra for A and B belongs to this algebra, and second condition is the complement of this set A, which is equals to x minus A, belongs to the algebra for A belongs to algebra. Now also we know that this A minus B is written as A intersection B complement, which is equals to A complement union B complement. Now since for A and B belongs to this A algebra, we have for AB belongs to the algebra, this implies that A complement and B complement also belongs to the algebra. So again by the definition we have here A complement union B complement also belongs to this algebra. So now since this A complement union B complement is equals to A minus B, so therefore A minus B belongs to this algebra. Now here the two condition for ring, that is A union B belongs to A algebra for AB belongs to the algebra, and the second A minus B belongs to the algebra for AB belongs to algebra. Both these conditions have been proved. So therefore this algebra is a ring by definition. Now next we have to prove that if A dot is a sigma algebra, then it is a sigma ring. So now let A dot be a sigma algebra. So therefore, by definition of sigma algebra, if AI is a sequence of sets in this algebra, then union of I from 1 to n AI belongs to the algebra. So from this, already two conditions have been satisfied by this algebra. Also, the third condition is satisfied by definition of sigma algebra. Therefore, this implies that sigma algebra is a sigma ring. That is, this algebra A dot is a sigma ring. Now the converse of this statement that sigma algebra is a sigma ring is not true, and we prove this by counter example. So consider F as a collection of at most countable union of this interval 0, 1. Now we know that countable union of countable set is countable. Therefore, for any A, B belongs to F, A union B also belongs to F. And also the difference of two countable set are countable. Therefore, A minus B also belongs to F. And since these two conditions are satisfied, this F is a sigma ring. F is a sigma ring. And we know that every sigma ring is a ring. So therefore, F is a ring. And also the third condition for sigma ring, that is union from I from 1 to infinity AI belongs to F, is also satisfied here. So therefore F is a sigma ring and every sigma ring is a ring. Therefore F is a ring. Now let phi belongs to F. But we know that the complement of phi is equals to the total interval, close interval 0, 1. But this is uncountable. We know that every interval is uncountable, and since it does not belongs to F. Now this condition that for phi belongs to F, phi complement does not belongs to F, the condition failed here, and hence this F is not an algebra. And since it is not an algebra, F cannot be sigma algebra. So since for phi belongs to F, phi complement does not belongs to F, and so F is not an sigma algebra, and hence F is not an algebra, and hence not a sigma algebra. Therefore, taking an counter example, we have proved here that not every sigma ring is a sigma algebra, and therefore the converse of this statement is not true. Now next is the definition of hereditary property. Now let R be the non-empty collection of sets AI which are subsets of X, then it is said to have hereditary property if A is a subset of B and B belongs to R. This implies A belongs to R. If this condition is satisfied, then we say that R have hereditary property. This R have hereditary property. And if R has hereditary property and this X belongs to R, then the collection of subsets of X, that is P of X, becomes the subset of R. Now next theorem is, there exists a smallest ring and a smallest sigma ring containing a given class of subsets of space. So here we have to prove that there exists smallest ring and smallest sigma ring containing a given class of subset of space. Here the space will be X. So proof. So let a sigma be any class of subsets of X, then clearly P of X, which is power set of X, is a ring containing sigma. So let Ri be the collection of such rings, that is Ri be the family of ring of subsets of X with sigma being subset for each Ri for each I. Now R is equals to intersection. I belongs to the set of natural numbers Ri. That is R is collection of intersections of all Ri, which is a family of ring. Then the sigma is a subset of this R, because sigma is subset of each Ri, and hence in intersection it will be common in each Ri, and hence it is a subset of R. And here R be the family of subsets of X. So therefore for each AB belongs to R, we have here AB belongs to Ri for each I. So this implies that A union B and A minus B both belongs to Ri for each I, since Ri is the family of ring. So this implies that A union B and A minus B belongs to intersection I belongs to capital I, Ri, which is equals to R. That is A union B and A minus B belongs to R, and therefore this implies that R is a ring containing sigma. Now moreover, this R is equals to intersection I belongs to the capital I, Ri, which is subset of Rj. And this Rj is a ring, that is a ring Rj with sigma, that is the class of subset of X, is a subset of Rj. So therefore this R becomes smallest ring containing sigma completely. It becomes smallest ring containing sigma completely. And similarly, we can prove this for a sigma ring. Similarly, we can prove for sigma ring. So hence this theorem is proved here. Now next is a remark. This sigma is called generator of the ring R, and R is called as R is generated ring by sigma. Next, some notations are there. S of R, which is equals to sigma ring S generated by ring R. Then H of R is a notation for class containing S of R, that is sigma ring S generated by R, and together with, if B belongs to S of R and A is a subset of B, then A also belongs to H of R. Next is result that this H of R, which is class containing S of R, is a sigma ring and is the smallest hereditary sigma ring. That is, it is the smallest ring having the hereditary property and containing R. Now, if R is an algebra of subset of X, then this H of R is equals to the power set of X. That is, H of R is equals to P of X. Now, in next video, we will start with the next article, which is measure and outer measure of a ring. Thank you.